Happy Valentine's Day! Welcome back to Mr. Larry's Craft Show for a very special love-filled Valentine's episode. I hope y'all weren't expecting anything different. Humans love a good holiday, and we've been spending time and money and energy and craft supplies on celebrating them for eons. And if we look at dollar amounts, one of our favorites is St. Valentine's Day. But for this Valentine's Day project, you won't need fancy clothes or expensive flowers or velvet boxes unless you want them. Today, we'll be making chocolate-covered cherry cupcakes using a simple recipe from my homegirl, Martha Stewart, and just a little extra flair, because it's my show. And I guarantee anyone who receives these cupcakes as a gift for Valentine's Day will have received these cupcakes as a gift. There's a lot of stuff I want to get into, including the origins of this holiday and some things that'll help us in our project today. So let's get right into it, starting with thing number one. Okay, this y'all stay with me. This gets twists and turns. Lupercalia, an ancient festival thought to celebrate fertility, is where our holiday begins. The festival took place in early February and involved animal sacrifice and virginal frivolity. In the 5th century, Pope Gelasius, friend of Jesus, says stop that and declares February 14th St. Valentine's Day. There were several canonized St. Valentines, including one 3rd century priest who used to secretly wed soldiers during the rule of Emperor Claudius II. And that brings us to thing number 2. Good old Claude had banned marriages in an attempt to strengthen his army. The story goes that Papa Valentine was caught and sadly condemned to death. While he was captive, the young couples that he had wed would leave flowers and notes at his cell. Eventually, he fell in love with the jailer's daughter, like you do, and on the day of his execution, February 14th, he leaves her a note signed, "From your Valentine." And then a huge boom, you got a holiday. And then boom, Billie Holiday. A $1 billion industry is born. There are a lot of other elements that we include in our celebration, including cherubs derived from Cupid, the god of all things sexy, and they have all trickled down to your elementary school desks or desktop monitors. And that brings us to thing number 3. Gifts of candy, cards, flowers, and jewelry are made every year in an attempt to show people that we love them. Some people really enjoy the mushy, touchy-feeling aspects of the holiday and fully embrace it, and some don't. Look, I'm not here to tell you how to live your life, but here's my hot take. Who doesn't want to celebrate love? It doesn't have to be romantic love. You love your friends, you love your pets, you love your family, you love yourself. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money. And it doesn't have to involve anything red or pink, unless you came to my channel. And no, it doesn't have to be February 14th, but at least it's nice to have the one checkpoint in the year where you can say the words to one another. I love you. I love you. That's so gross, ew! But what's better than saying things about love? Eating things about love. I said we're making cupcakes, but I didn't really talk about cupcakes today. So if you need the knowledge, a cupcake is like a regular cake, but small. Let's get into our recipe and start baking. For our cake today, I'll be using Martha Stewart's 1 bowl chocolate cupcake recipe, which has been my go-to for chocolate cake for at least 10 years now. We'll also be making some sugared cherries that will then dip in melted chocolate wafers. And that sounds really complicated, but I promise you it's not. In fact, we'll be using some techniques that we've already used on this channel before. We'll start with our cherries because they need time to dry, and then we'll get our batter going and pop our cupcakes into the oven. After that, we'll make our frosting, which is going to include real fresh cherries. And then at the end, we'll put it all together. I'm also going to experiment with this Chambord. Am I saying that right? Chambord? I don't know how you say this. I've never had it, and I know it's a raspberry liqueur, and I think that the raspberry and cherry will really go nicely together. So I'm going to add a little bit of this to our frosting, And maybe also have a swig or two. For the sugared chocolate covered cherries, you'll need 1 cup of washed cherries with the stems on preferably. You'll need 1 egg white, a small bowl of superfine sugar, about a 1/4 cup should work, and a small brush, a little paintbrush or a pastry brush would work great for this. Whisk the egg white until it's smooth and even, but you don't want to create any foam. You'll lightly paint each cherry with the egg white, and you can hold it by the stem as you do this. Then dip the cherry into your bowl of sugar and just make sure that you get that whole cherry coated. We're going to set this down on some parchment paper and let it dry, and it should take about an hour just to fully dry. After that, we'll dip them in the chocolate. Now we'll get started on our batter for the cupcakes. Be sure to preheat your oven to 350 degrees before we get started. I love this batter and it's pretty easy to mix. You just combine all your dry ingredients and then slowly add in all of your wet ingredients. Whisk together your dry ingredients, making sure that you break up any lumps and get everything evenly blended together. Then we'll slowly add in our liquids one at a time. Make sure that you scrape the sides and the bottom of the bowl as you mix your batter together. It should be a smooth, silky, dark brown batter. I've prepared my cupcake pan with these gold liners. I fill each cupcake liner about 2/3 of the way full. You'll bake these for about 20 minutes. While your cupcakes are baking, we can work on the frosting. We'll place our butter into the mixing bowl and beat the butter until it becomes really soft. And then we'll start slowly adding in the powdered sugar, a 1/4 cup at a time, until it's incorporated. I'll then put in the vanilla extract and the liqueur. And finally add the chopped cherries. We'll let the cupcakes cool and then we'll ice them in a moment. Our cherries should be done. And the next thing we want to do is melt some of these chocolate wafers. I love these chocolate wafers. They're really easy to use and all you have to do is pop it in the microwave for just a few seconds at a time. Once it's melted, we'll dip half of each cherry in the chocolate and then again set them on some parchment paper to let them cool off or dry. And once they're ready, we'll add these to the tops of our cupcakes. You can decorate your cupcakes however you like. I'm using the cherries that we've just made, or you could just eat the cherries if you want. I'm also going to add some chocolate sprinkles because I think that it looks really cute and I like the dark accent in the red of the frosting. We did it. And I hope that you thoroughly, why is the camera so low? Is it really low? Okay. I hope that you enjoyed today's craft video and that you have discovered yet another way you can express some love to someone. And just remember, it doesn't have to be romantic love. You can share these with a friend, with your family, with your neighbors. Just make sure that you're being safe and socially distancing while you do so. And you know, don't let all the romance talk bum you out, because we can eat our feelings together. Oh my God. Happy Valentine's Day. I will be back with you all very soon with brand new craft videos and new ways to explore and share love with the world. So stay tuned, stay safe, and stay crafty. Bye.